He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral planes, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him. And those that tasted the bite of his sword named him the Doomslayer.
Bruh.
Yeah, if you look like this, I don't think the demons are going to be scared of you. Alright. It's the video you all have. Wait. I need to fix my fashion. I can't be looking like this for the video. Hold up. Hold up now. Hold up. Gotta do the dance. Yeah? Alright, we landed back on the moon. So, what is good fashion in Destiny 2? Well, actually, most of it is cringe. Why do I say that? Well, here, let's just take a look outside of here. Go to Google. Let's see. Fashion Destiny 2, and it's all the most edgy things on the planet. So, why am I making this video if everybody knows how to fashion? Well, not a lot of people know how to fashion, though. So, you get people that end up looking like, well, my Titan that I made. So, let's go back. I'm going to switch characters back to my Titan, and I'm going to show you everything that is wrong with it. So, first off, nothing matches with this Titan. It's all different colors, it's all different shaders. I've got Sunrise Warrior on the bottom, I have Biolume on here, I have Vanguard Marshal on these arms, I've got, I think, Biolume on the, or Basalt Toxic on this one, I've got Watermelon, the infamous Watermelon shader, and it's all around not that amazing. How would we fix a look like this? Well, first thing is make it seem like one full shader combo. It doesn't all have to be the same shader. So here, I will equip my good armor. This is a nice look. This is a look I made beforehand just to kind of give a reference as to what a good Titan in my eyes looks like, which is slim, clean. There isn't a lot of extra stuff on there. This mark right here is pretty, you know, just kind of there. But it's not a very unique look. It's not something that looks out of the ordinary. It's not something that stands out in any way. It's just kind of there. You seemingly see this every day. So I'm going to go to my hunter, which is possibly the most sweaty look I could have ever made. This. I see this chest piece a lot, these arms a lot, I see normal stompies. I think the most different thing I've done about this is this helmet, which I've actually started to see a lot more of, which is just Last Dawning's Dawning helmet. And the 2019 Dawning cloak, which actually looks pretty nice with this helmet, even though it doesn't look really nice with anything. So this is something I see all the time. I actually usually see this with the Season 2 Iron Banner ornaments for someone who's playing like Trials, featuring like Benny's look, for example, on his hunter, which I will try and find a picture for and put it up on screen now. But it's very normal looking in a sense. It doesn't look unique in any way. It's like, oh, that's a hunter. I've seen that hunter before. Whereas with some people, it's a very unique look, something very interesting. So I'm going to take my warlock, for example. This is basically what happens when you try and make nightmare fuel into a costume. It has very dark shaders. It has very kind of like raggedy clothing to a degree. It doesn't look very polished. It looks... Yeah, so what this idiot is trying to say is combination equals good. Smile. However, you may think, well, hold on a minute. If this all looks dirty, then you must be all using the same shader combo. Well, what's the shader that you're using? You would be surprised. On my helmet, I am using oiled gunmetal, a pretty dark shader. It gives the nice, well, oil slick effect on the helmet, and it makes it look kind of reflective. The gauntlets, I am using Skelligal. It kind of produces a little bit of like an orangish tint on the gauntlets that kind of goes with the flawless glow on the gauntlets. And it also goes with the bond. The chest piece is also using Skelligal. It's the best shader I could find for this because this part shades a different color than the rest. So Skelligal was the way to go. The boots is Basalt Toxic. Basalt Toxic, for some reason, makes these boots all black. Yeah, shaders don't make sense in this game. I don't make sense in this game anymore. And then, last but not least, I'm using Calluses Selected on the Bond. So, this is a more unique look for this character, but it's also not that functional. It's not something that you can use every day because of the fact that this high-minded complex chest piece I had to actually pull from collections. So instead of trying to tell you what good fashion is, I'm actually going to show you how to make it. So the first thing you're going to do, go to your collections tab. Collections and then armor. And then for Warlock, I'm just going to be on Warlock for this since it's easier. Just go to each one of these and see if you can pull any of the armor from collections or if you have some old armor in the vault. I don't personally have a lot of Warlock armor, but like some of this I can pull, like this Braytech Researcher's Hood, some of the old Warmind stuff. I have some of the Year 1 gear that looks pretty nice. You know, just kind of things like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a fashion look out of this helmet. Actually, no, this helmet. This helmet here. These gauntlets. This chest piece. This bond. And let's go with... How do these boots look? Yeah, they'll work. Let's use these boots. So, first thing, you can either go to inventory or collections. I personally go to collections for this. Got a flare, and you're just going to sit here and inspect shaders. So certain things make certain things shade. So with the Watcher shade, you can kind of tell this is probably one of the easier shaders to show this with. Purple shows up on most of the armor that is a matte finish. Then the silvery bits show up on bits that are more kind of like a fabric-y in a sense. Yeah, so like this is like a kind of fabric here. And this shader shows up, or the silver shows up on fabric, which, to be honest, I don't know why. There's little bits of green on the metal and this back, and you can tell this doesn't work. This is not a good shader for this. So then you kind of look around. Oh, this might look good. Take a look at it. It doesn't look too bad, but it's not my favorite. It's a little too gold, but it actually kind of goes well with the Bond in a sense. So it's kind of personal preference, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go for more of a degraded look. So I'm going to go with Descendant Vex Chrome for this. I want to make this look dirty, and I want to make it look like I've pulled it right out of the ground. So I'm going to pull some of that. I'm running out of legendary shards. That is wonderful. So then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to apply it onto everything. For the look that I'm going for, this does not look bad. This actually looks pretty nice. The smoothness of the helmet kind of meshes well with this fabric-y bits here. The chest piece, this little chest piece part right here with the rust also looks pretty nice across the top and the arms. And the boots kind of look a little like kind of rugged. You can tell in some of the lines here that it looks like there's dirt kind of caught between them. And the Bond didn't really change all that much, but it's okay because it still looks like a pretty nice Bond in general. So if you wanted to create something like this, this could be a look. But there's also something called ornaments in this game, which I am using for a lot of the armor pieces here. So most of this, now all of this, forgot to equip this piece, is shadered. And the reason my stat rolls are awful is because I was trying to stack an intellect earlier, trying to get footage for that Doom part you saw at the beginning, and I can't be bothered to change them back. Anyway, this is a, actually, wait, hold on. Okay, now I am every Trials player you will, wait. Now I am every Trials player you will ever see enter the Trials of Osiris. I see this everywhere, and it's not a bad look. This looks really nice, and it looks really cool. But it also begs the question, would I rather be something someone has seen 400 million times, or would I want to be a walking, talking death stick who's ready to rip your eyes out and breed in your nightmares?
I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
Which is this. So it kind of comes down to personal preference. You might like the sweatier look more. I personally, if I'm going to be going into a PvP mode, look like this because this is my best stat rolled armor all around. But really, it's completely up to you the way that you want to look. You could look like the 200 set of Crayola. That is my original Titan that I showed you guys. Or you can be the sweaty hunter that I showed you guys. You could be this warlock. It doesn't matter. But what does matter is the shaders and the way that you combine certain elements of the character. And not only the character itself, I'm also going to get into ghost fashion.
Yo, why is he looking at me like that? What's up, little bud? Got a staring problem, pal?
There's a reason why I run the Last City Ghost Shell, because the Cryptic Legacy shader goes really well on this ghost shell. It makes everything kind of blue, and if I remove the projection, you can see a little better. It makes all the class names, or the class symbols blue. It makes this look really clean. I also use the snowflake projection, #silver by the way, on top, just so that way I can make it have more of an effect, and it also kind of matches the color. This is an underrated part of Destiny fashion, in my opinion. It kind of receives a low end on the whole fashion spectrum, if you want to call it that. I rarely ever see people include ghosts and sparrows and ships into their fashion builds, mainly because, well, I mean, when you think of fashion, you're thinking of your character, not of, oh, what about my ghost fashion and sparrow fashion? But you know what? I'm going to start making that a thing. I want ghost fashion to be a thing, a sparrow fashion to be a thing, and ship fashion to be a thing. So what I did was I've created 2 examples. My warlock is my good fashion, but I'm going to show you my titan first. As you can tell, I have a very beautiful ship in the background, but we'll get to that. First thing, the ghost.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
This is disgusting. If you use this, I'm pretty sure you are either high or mentally insane. If so, then please seek help. Anyway, I took one of the easiest shading shells in the game, this restless shell right here, and I made it look awful. That's right, I took a shell that is literally impossible to make look awful and made it look awful. That's just how much of a masochist I am. This shell works pretty well, but I don't really like this shell too terribly much because I kind of prefer the trichromatic. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that again. I just rock the 3-as-1 projection and the Source modular on this because it turns this white and then it makes the aura effect around it nice. Which, by the way, you can go get this ghost from from Inverted Spire. So if you ever want this ghost and that strike comes back as the ordeal, then you can go get this ghost. But back on this ghost. What is wrong with this ghost? Well, first of all, its colors are dog crap. This is gold and this is blue. The projection I was using has a ton of dots and is literally a safari hat. So in that sense, it just looks awful and annoying. And it looks like I snorted one too many Smarties. So we're going to make this look good, which is not hard. I could literally throw any shader onto this and it would make it look good. Here, you know what? I'm going to take the first one of that and the first one of that. Boom, it looks amazing. It is not hard to make this ghost look good. In fact, if you have this ghost, I would recommend running it just so that way it looks nice. This callus projection is nice, but you can't get it anymore, so I'm going to run with something more generic that you probably could get, which I'm going to run the lantern. Lantern looks pretty nice, especially with the flame effects going around it. It makes it just look all around pretty good. Now, you're probably telling me default. This is heresy. Why would you put Jungle Viper on the micro mini? Shut up. Shut up. I'm trying to make it look bad, okay? I didn't want to do this. The YouTubers had a gun at my head. They told me put the Jungle Viper on the micro mini, and I had to do it. I'm sorry, but no. Micro mini, it's a pretty good looking sparrow. There's also a lot of really good looking sparrows. The trial sparrow looks nice, but that's pretty prestigious. Impact velocity is pretty sick for the icy blue effect. So what I do is I run the Satao Tribe. You could also probably run iridescent quail on this and get away with it, and it looks really good. Just literally any. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. The Cryptic Legacy looks good on everything. Let's use this sparrow for example. I have monochromatic on this for some reason. I see. So this sparrow literally doesn't shade. Cool. Any other sky, the pre-order sparrow. I have Burgusian Knight on this. You can throw most shaders on this, and it probably looks pretty dang good. So sparrows, not too hard, but the challenge is finding the right sparrow to use. So I always default to just using Always on Time. This is just my sparrow. This is just the one that I always use, and I got it from the Skirt of the Past, not the shop. So just want to get that out of the way. This sparrow doesn't shade very well because certain aspects about it just don't accept shaders. This looks pretty good. That doesn't look too bad. That looks like it's about to blind me like I threw a flashbang. Just certain things about the sparrow just don't shade as well, which is why I don't always run this sparrow. But it is my go-to for trying to do sparrow tricks. So there's also this one. Why do I have a Viced Field Scout? Okay, I'm not even going to question it. This you really just need a gold shader to go with it. So something like this looks good. Yeah. Anyway, onto the ship. Ship fashion is interesting because it kind of depends upon the environment that you're in, whether you're looking at it in the menu or in orbit. So I equipped Death to All Cows because of course I did. I also put the watermelon shader on there for more meme effect because of course I did. And it is
Disgusting!
I hate it. I love the watermelon shader, don't get me wrong, but I hate it. And honestly, get out. Certain ships don't shade like at all. I think Sails is a ship that kind of like that. Yeah, it really like the cool parts of this don't shade. It's the rest and just like this part does. It's really annoying, and I wish it would all shade, but sadly, actually this back part shades, but I don't ever notice it because the engine is just always black. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Learning new things every day. I personally just run the Callisto Lancer because I have no personality, so I just run the edgiest and coolest looking thing, and it looks the best to me. So, what do I look for in fashion? I look for slim. Look for sleek. I look for nice. I look for basically anything that doesn't look like the person has eaten 600 burritos. So it's usually the reason why I pick female characters. They just make them look better, and armor fits them better overall. Certain ornaments fit better on males, I will say that. The Lux set, I will say the Lux Hunter looks really nice on male, and I think it looks better than it does on female, but honestly, I can't get over the Lux set. It's still just like one of the best sets in this game. The seasonal set looks like crap. Don't ever touch it. You can get away with running this chest piece in the legs, but everything else needs to go.
Po twojej pysznej zupie nie ruszam dupy z klopa. Ta zupa była z mlekiem, na mleko mam alergię. Po twojej pysznej zupie nie ruszam dupy z klopa. Ta zupa była z mlekiem, na mleko mam alergię. Po twojej...
This is the most unique look I can think of for a hunter. It looks really nice. It looks clean. The helmet doesn't protrude too far out. I used to run the Lux helmet with this, but the problem with the Lux helmet is that this chin piece just kind of juts out, and it doesn't look right to me. So the Valkyrian mask, which was from the Season 10 Season Pass, fits pretty well here. The Northlight mask also doesn't look too bad. The Empyrean Cartographer looks pretty nice. Basically, all helmets look pretty dang good under this cloak. I will say that. So, that is mostly the fashion of this game. I will say one thing that matters to me out of like everything is the way that the gauntlets look. The gauntlets to me are the most important, and I like having something on the handpiece itself. So notice how with the Moonfangs, it's got like this like crazy looking cybernetic stuff going on the gauntlets. When you're holding like a gun, you see that. You see that all the time, and it gets annoying looking at the normal hand. So if I go to my Warlock, you'll notice that there's also something over the hand with all the gauntlets that I choose. So with my normal Warlock look, I have these on, which I used to run these gauntlets over, and the three-fingered armor piece looks pretty nice, and it kind of gives it an aesthetic that looks really good if you're holding hand cannons. And with Titan, well, Titan I'm not running anything right now, just for slim arms, but what I used to run that looks pretty good is the Sunbreaker set, or I think that's what it's called. Yep, Sunbreaker gauntlets. Notice how it has like this little piece on the hand. Makes it look really nice, and also looks pretty good with this overall look. So, I don't know what else to say. Fashion is weird, and this is going to be pretty heavily edited, so it's going to take me a while to edit this, and I'm not sure I'm really going to enjoy it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please sub, because I must fuel my ego. And please like, because I am sad. And have a wonderful day.